If you grew up in the 1990s, you remember a time when the world still felt simple. No smartphones, no constant notifications, no pressure to stay online. We were the last generation to truly live before everything went digital. Our childhoods were filled with patience, imagination, and tiny moments that shaped who we are today. So grab your headphones, maybe a bowl of cereal, and let's rewind to a decade when joy came in analog form. Welcome to the Rewind Vault, where today we're reliving the magic of growing up in the 1990s. 1. The magic of the CD player. Before streaming, there were Discman CD players. We carried them like fragile treasures, careful not to bump them, or else the music would skip mid-song. Anti-skip technology was a miracle, but not perfect. Still, CDs felt futuristic, crisp sound, shiny surfaces, and cover art that made every album feel like an event. And of course, making mixed CDs was a love language. We spent hours choosing the perfect track order, burning discs for friends or crushes. The playlist wasn't just music, it was emotion pressed into plastic. 2. The art of the mixtape. Before CDs took over, we made cassette mixtapes. Waiting for your favorite song to play on the radio, hitting record at the perfect moment, and praying the DJ didn't talk over the intro. It wasn't instant. It was an act of dedication. Every mixtape told a story, and when you handed one to someone, it was like giving a piece of your soul. Kids today will never know the magic of flipping to side B and hearing the hiss of the tape just before the song began. 3. Friday night Blockbuster trips. Before Netflix, Friday night meant the video store. The smell of popcorn, the hum of the fluorescent lights, and rows of VHS tapes with handwritten "Be Kind Rewind" stickers. You'd walk the aisles with friends or family, hoping the newest release wasn't already rented out. That little moment of finding the last copy felt like hitting the jackpot. It wasn't just a rental. It was a ritual. 4. Floppy disks and the early computer era. Before flash drives, before cloud storage, there were floppy disks. They held just enough memory for one small file, and we guarded them with our lives. That click-whir sound as the computer read them was the sound of possibility. We didn't realize it then, but those disks were our first taste of digital ownership. 5. Dial-up internet. The sound of the future before Wi-Fi. There was dial-up. That unforgettable screech and buzz that signaled you were about to enter the World Wide Web. If someone picked up the house phone, your connection was gone in an instant. And when the screen finally flashed, "You've got mail." It felt like pure magic. We didn't just go online, we traveled there. 6. The reign of Pogs. Every 90s playground had one thing in common. Pogs. Little cardboard circles with wild designs that kids collected, traded, and battled over. It wasn't about winning. It was about belonging. Every kid had their favorite slammer, and every scratched-up Pog told a story. 7. Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday mornings were sacred. You'd wake up early, pour a bowl of cereal, and dive into hours of animated adventures. From Animaniacs and Scooby-Doo to X-Men and Recess. There were no on-demand replays. If you missed it, you waited a whole week. Those shows weren't just entertainment. They were the rhythm of our childhood weekends. 8. Smoking everywhere. It's hard to believe now, but in the early 90s, people could smoke almost anywhere. Restaurants, planes, even fast food chains. Those little metal ashtrays on tables were as common as ketchup bottles. It's strange to look back and realize how normal it seemed, until the bans finally made the air cleaner for everyone. 9. Disposable cameras and photo surprises. Before smartphones, photos were precious. You had 24 or 36 shots, no more. You'd snap birthdays, school trips, or random moments with friends, then drop the camera off for development. Days later, you'd get your prints, some blurry, some perfect, and every single one was a surprise. That sense of anticipation is something digital photos can never replace. 10. Encarta and the CD-ROM revolution. Before Google, there was Microsoft Encarta, a digital encyclopedia on a CD-ROM. It felt like having the entire world stored inside your computer. You could click through articles, watch short clips, or play Mind Maze, the trivia game that made you feel like a genius. It was education, adventure, and discovery, all without Wi-Fi. 11. The era of paper maps. Road trips began with an atlas on the kitchen table. Parents unfolded paper maps, traced routes with highlighters, and argued about shortcuts. There was no GPS to reroute you. You had to figure it out. And if you got lost, well, that's where the real memories were made. 12. Gaming magazines and cheat codes. Before walkthroughs and YouTube tutorials, gamers waited for monthly magazines like GamePro or Electronic Gaming Monthly. They were treasure maps for secret codes and hidden levels. Flipping through those glossy pages, circling cheat codes with a pen. That was pure excitement. Gaming wasn't about speed. It was about discovery. 13. Writing checks before online banking, checks ruled the world. Rent, bills, even groceries. Everything was paid with pen and paper. Each check stub was a little logbook of life's expenses. It took time and planning, but it also made you think before spending. Financial patience was just part of growing up. 14. Flying in the 90s. Air travel in the 90s felt different, simpler, more relaxed. There were fewer lines, less security, and more excitement. People dressed up for flights, kids visited the cockpit, and peanuts were still free. It wasn't about getting somewhere fast. It was about the experience of going somewhere new. 15. PB Crisps, the snack that disappeared. Shaped like peanuts and filled with creamy peanut butter or chocolate, PB Crisps were a lunchtime legend. Crunchy, sweet, and perfectly nostalgic. They vanished from shelves, but for those who remember, that taste still lingers in memory. Every bite was a reminder of simpler times. Looking back, the 1990s were the bridge between two worlds. The analog and the digital, the simple and the connected. We learned patience through dial-up, creativity through mixtapes, and joy through imperfection. We were the last to grow up without the internet, and maybe the last to truly live in the moment. What 90s memory means the most to you? Was it your first CD, your favorite Saturday cartoon, or that sound of the modem connecting? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And if you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Rewind Vault, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another nostalgic rewind. Because here, the past isn't gone. It's waiting to be rediscovered.